In this video, I want to show you how you can use AI like Copilot or ChatGPT to create a Power BI theme, a Power BI JSON theme that we can import to change, for example, the color of our visuals, the background color, border color, these kind of things. And in one of my previous videos, and I will put the link in the description, I showed you how I created a JSON check file, so a Power BI theme check file, and you can see that here right next to me. We will use that file today again. You can download it from my website or you create your own file. And the first thing I do is I go to Power BI, I go to View and Themes, and before I can save this, I need to change something in this theme. So let's say I change the red a little bit, apply, because now I can actually scroll and say save current theme. So what I did is I went to customize current theme, and then now I go to save current theme. And now I can save this. So choose something you find, and I call it base theme. And now this is saved, and I can show you how that would look like. If you open that JSON, the name is custom, and these are the data colors. And if we look at this, these are referring to the colors in here. So this is our base theme. And what I'm going to do now is I first start with ChatGPT, and I will ask it to change some things. So what I did here, I wrote a quite simple prompt. Hi there, I want to create a Power BI JSON theme based on my company's color scheme and our preferences. I will provide you with a base JSON theme, and I will tell you what I would like to change. So background color of the canvas, certain hex code, background color of the visuals white, border color teal, font color black, our color scheme in general is, and I wrote down some colors, font size in general is 10, title font size is 13, colored value 15. If there are several categories in a visual, I don't want extreme color changes, so please take that into account. So this is a very basic prompt here where I just tell ChatGPT in general what I would like. And I add the base JSON theme that we downloaded. I will put the final prompt in the description, so you can just pick that up if you want. So let's have a look what ChatGPT tells us. So we can see that we got an answer here based on our specs. And I got all kinds of color codes for the data colors here. I got like background color, header, label, visual style. So you see, this is a lot more than the JSON we had from our base theme. And what I do now is I copy the code and I put it in that base file that was generated. So I open it and I replace it and I save it. So now I go into Power BI and I go to View, Browse for Themes, and I will search for that theme, click on it, open, and we see file successfully added, your custom report theme is ready to use. And what you can see here is that this already kind of worked, because the color scheme that I wanted to get imported is actually exactly what you're looking at. It's not perfect yet, but you see that the color of the shape has changed and everything, and our visuals has changed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fine-tune this a bit. So let's go into ChatGPT again and give it a little bit more context, because I already like what I'm looking at, but I think it could be still improved. So I tell it, this is already great. Could you please make sure that the background of the new KPI card is transparent and no border? The card should have a white background and a border, but not the area around it. This is very hard to explain. I hope ChatGPT gets this. And then also for the donut chart, I only want the values in the data labels. In the line chart, I would like to disable the title of the y-axis. In the matrix visual, I want the total values, row and column and total, to have a sand background. I don't want every second row to have a gray background. In the table visual, I would like to have the same as for the matrix. And the color scheme is not entirely what I like. I like the green tones, but the two lighter tones are not compatible with the rest. Let's make them blue, but a blue that matches with the rest. Let's try that, because I already like what we have, and of course I could now open the JSON and do this by hand, but I want a second try on this. So after 2 minutes we get a new version with new data columns, new KPI card changes, and I think all the changes that I've asked for. But let's have a look. Again, I get all the code that I need, and I copy that code and replace my old code with it. Let's save that and go into Power BI, and I browse for theme, and And here you see it has been added. It didn't exactly do what I wanted because now it just removed the background of this. And the other card visual also has no background anymore. In our donut chart, we only see the values, so that's nice. The line chart, also the y-axis has been removed. The color scheme has been changed, but not exactly what I wanted. And in our table, we see the total value has indeed a sand color, but the matrix does not. This is kind of half of what I liked. I created this video to show you how you can do it quite quickly. I think we spent like 5 minutes on this by now, and I have quite a nice theme by now. If we look back, this is like the base theme, and I provided my colors that I want to use and some formatting. And then this was created for me. So the background color of the visual, of the canvas, the border color. And this is a great start. So what you could do is go back into ChatGPT and have this discussion over and over again and fine tune. What I personally would do is I would go in the JSON and would change the last things that I want to change manually, or you go into view, customize current theme. And for example, I don't like these 2 sand colors, so I could of course just change them here, and then that would be fixed instead of having this discussion over and over again. So small things I would change in Power BI directly, other things I would go into the JSON. But this is kind of already what I liked, and like I told you here, I could say I don't want the border and the background, and I go to my cards, and there I actually want a border and I want the background, should be white. There we go. So very quick fixes here that already help us. And so that was ChatGPT. And now I go into Copilot and I give it exactly the same base theme and also exactly the same instructions. And this is the first message because ChatGPT I sent 2 messages, so I will try this also in 2. So first let's send the first message here. We already see this is less than what we got from ChatGPT. It's not a lot. So let's try that. I will pass that in my base file. Let's go into Power BI and choose that, and we actually get an error here. Okay, so we got an error. I provide that back before we send the second message, and we get something new. You see, this is already much more than we got before. Let's also put that in there again, and I select the theme again, and now we get another error message. Oh, this is not going great compared to ChatGPT. This is tricky. So we got another code, replace that, load that into Power BI, and we actually get this. So it took us some time, but we got this. This is interesting because this is definitely not the font type I wanted. If you go to title, what is this even? I've never seen that. It was is kind of better with the KPI card here. So I go into Copilot, I give it a second message because this kind of looked like I wanted, but not entirely. So let's go into that. And we get the code again. I copy that and I put it in there, save. Let's go into Power BI and let's give this a try. Now we get an error and I just provide back that the JSON syntax was invalid. Please don't mind the spelling here. And now we get back again a file. Let's try that. And we copy that in there. And we got another error. Let's feed that back. So if I need to compare this to ChatGPT, this is a lot more effort because I'm going back and forth between all these errors. So we get this new file and all kinds of things have changed. And I put it back there in my original file and I try this again and we get another error. Okay, so we got another file. We just don't give up here. Let's copy that, put that in our file and upload that again. Okay, there we are. Okay, this actually looks kind of good. Like I'm missing the canvas background. That's why I opened it. Like the canvas background should be in a different color. Let's change that a bit here so to see the effect. So there's something that is a little bit off here. Like it didn't take into account the background color, obviously, but also everything that I asked in the second message kind of just got lost. It feels like that. We got the blue here. I don't know what I need to think about this, because also we don't have our total values here. Like something really didn't work here using Copilot. This is definitely not what I wanted at this moment. And if I compare it with what I got from ChatGPT at this moment, which is this one, I prefer this. There's different stuff not working. I totally get that. But you see, I had a hard time with Copilot to actually get this to work. Maybe it's like if you would mix both files, this would be awesome. However, this is also a great starting point. It took me more effort to get this. I like this a little bit more color scheme wise, I think. I don't like that it didn't add the background or all these things that I've asked for. I kind of like both. And this took us a little bit more time because I had to fix all these errors and get back and forth. But also this gave us a quick starting point. So I think if you think about, hey, I want to create a theme and I need to start from scratch, this could be a very good starting point. And then you could go either into the JSON and fix it yourself. You could go in Power BI and fix some of the main settings, or there are also tools where you can upload the JSON theme and then work from there. If you put this in a search engine, you will find these tools. And I think it's a great way to use AI to get started. So have you tried this? Do you want to try this? So let me know how this works for you.